Hello, I'm Cody, and welcome to Session 2 of this Pillars of Eternity 2 turn-based Triple Crown attempt. Last time we ran through the early game as quickly as I could to try to catch up to where my previous death happened, and then afterwards we fostered peace between Orinko and Mokeha. Left Port Mage, and we're gonna explore the overworld, hoping to find a tiny bit of experience at the very least before heading back to that the street in there that killed us last time. Hopefully this Upoho Huaho Woods is less dangerous. Thick woodland spread to the east of Port Mage, slowing your travel. Birds flitter above you and insects drone incessantly. The path eventually gives way to a game trail, and then to no path at all. You find a curiously marked tree, the bark gouged away in a pattern. The striations seem to run upward from right to left, just shy of vertical. I guess we examine. Oh. Apparently that was a survival check. I thought for sure that would be perception, which is why I picked GA. But it worked out. The depth and width of the gashes suggest the tusks of a boar, and the curled tufts of brown fur you find wedged into the scored wood confirm the supposition. Oh, and it's perception. You notice a sigil carved lightly into the wood, so faint as to be almost imperceptible. Alright, identify the symbol. Oh. I mean, symbols could be like religion, which is what Shuti is leveling up. Let's try that. She succeeds, with a history check. Shuti squints at the carving and frowns. Looks Juana. 3 overlapping circles. Can't say beyond that. Oh my god. Halfway into that, I was like, I should try doing her accent, but there's no way on earth I could do her accent. Quiet rustling in the underbrush draws your attention northward, deeper into the forest. Alright. Hello? Someone there? The sound approaches, and a tall Aumaua appears through the vegetation. Matted red hair frames his head, while boar hides drape his form. Stranger still, several wild boar attend him, their hackles up as they snort at you. Edar perks up at the sight of the boars, alternately imitating their grunts and chuckling. Only at length, in what appears to be a heel-dragging afterthought, does his attention at last turn to the strange man in their midst. Dirt darkens the folds of the man's skin. His lips curl over jagged teeth. He waves the stick at you.
No, never talk. Just go. Leave this forest. Go leave these islands. Go return from where you've been.
His Adiran is halting, the language thick in his mouth. Did the people tell me to look for him? I don't remember that, and it feels like a weird thing for the game to allow me to just make up. Maybe Clario mentioned this person as a lead for my investigation? I don't remember. I mean you no harm. Can't we just talk?
Said as if a word never hurts a person. You go. Speak quickly then. Your words disturb this place.
What are you doing out here with all of these boars?
Learning. The boar teach much about survival if one listens, if one watches. So sing. So say those who know.
Those who know? Who would that be?
This question helps neither of us, I say.
Well, it sounds like you're speaking of Gallowayne.
Always you foreign sorts speak of your changing god. I say you know nothing of change, and less of the hunt.
Alright, so about those boars.
What of them then?
I'd like a boar of my own. Don't suppose you've got one to spare.
They are not mine to give, nor yours to take. You want a boar, friend? You go make your own.
Why do the boars matter so much to you?
Then I need a reason. I say I do not. That is plenty reason.
Alright, well, just want to pass through the forest.
No, your sort always want. This forest is not yours. This land is not yours. Go, leave.
Two very aggressive choices there. I'm not a fan of. Wouldn't mind something more diplomatic. Let's see. I'm hunting a god. If I fail, your islands will not be spared his wrath. The man frowns, then pulls a leather-wrapped pouch from within his belongings. Hands shaking, he hands it to you. I've gained the Wise Teeth Necklace. +1 int, +1 history, +1 insight.
Then go, take this. They protect you if you speak true. They tear out your throat if no.
He dismisses you with a wave. The end of that exchange was very sudden. Oh, I didn't even see the boar here. Or the one in the shadow up there, honestly. I only saw these two. I'm wearing the plus to health one. But I do want more int. I don't have an item for that, right? I do not. Sure, I'll grab the int and give the health to Shoti. It was just the lowest anyways.
How nice.
Yeah.
Certainly.
I like the soundscape here. Well, no experience from that, unfortunately. Almost makes me wish I'd attacked him. A fine hatchet from searching that. Not bad. Baby pearls, which is just money. Decent chunk of money. And then a bunch of nothing. Fantastic. Random rice shop. Okie dokie. And Akura Pass. The trail before you seems thoroughly disturbed by erratic tracks. The sparse plants to the immediate sides of the path roughly mangled. A struggle may have occurred here. Suppose we'll search. It takes you only a few moments to make sense of the chaos. No blood spatter suggests it was not a fight, and you easily identified the clawed prints of Zorps. The tracks seem recent. A dry and ropey vine has been pulled taut across the path and inexpertly covered in dirt. Beyond, a group of robed figures cringe and cower at a nearby river's bend. Each is frozen in place, ashen and gray, like statues crafted of soot. Suppose we'll disarm the trap? Which would be Edar, right? Edar quietly disarms the trap and collects its component parts. And then we'll search for the Zorps. Hear a series of quiet chirps and growls ahead, and make out the movement of small forms through the undergrowth. Sneak closer. You creep closer, parting the grass for a better view. A handful of Zorps hiss and snap at one another, shaking their spears in their scaled fists. They stand over the apparent source of their argument, a small pile of loot, likely stolen from other travelers. Guess we scatter them? I'll do it. Sure. Lightning. You chant quietly, gathering essence before hurling a blast of mystic power along the Zorps. They belt out hissing cries as they flee from the sudden magical force. With the Zorps gone, you're able to collect what they left behind. You discover a few coins, a tattered cloak, and an old stiletto. Literally an unenchanted cape and an unenchanted stiletto. And I again got no experience. I should have ambushed them, I suppose. Live and learn, I suppose. Perhaps, when this Anguithan Dig Site kills this character, I'll note that for next time. There we go, that's a level up for us. And then some. Guess I'll grab one-handed style with her to go with her weapon and shield. She doesn't really need more spells. I mean, it obviously gets her more versatility, but she's still only casting a couple of spells per fight. These are all cast type, right? Yeah. Except for Prayer of the Body, that's the only standard. I wish there was more standard spells. The casting mechanic's kind of annoying. Alright, well, she's likely not going to really meaningfully switch her weapons out. The one she starts with and her unique sickle and her unique lantern seems so good. It's like you'd never kind of want to switch them, so I guess I just get her more ranged options. Grab an Arbalist. I actually find it kind of a little bit disappointing that she starts with such good weapons. For her, specifically, at least, because it just makes... It narrows the sensible building decisions you can make with her. It's just always best to leave her with those things. He might be better switching to the Fine Hatchet, even though he doesn't have proficiency. Increases his accuracy. Decreases his damage a touch. But, yeah. Accuracy goes up, penetration goes up. He doesn't get the modal, but the modal for the saber didn't seem very good anyways. So
Something I can do.
More mechanics, and I think at the moment, let's get Streetwise and Survival up with him. Figure out something else later. Definitely getting the fighter stances. One of the best things fighters can get, I think. And here we will grab our Blinding Strike. One less 30 fighting. Actually, yeah, get one-handed style. More. I could just grab Hatchet Proficiency now that he's equipped one. And I don't want. What is the... Look and slash wildly with your attacks, interfering with your enemy's ability to focus their aim at the cost of your damage. Eh. So hard to pick weapon proficiencies when I just don't know what weapons he will have available to him. We got Saber. I definitely don't want to take Hand Axe, right? Because that's also slashing, yeah. So I don't want him to have two slashing proficiencies. I want to take one that's either dual damage type or a different damage type. I don't mind club. What's the modal on clubs? Lower the target's will defense. Increase penetration at the cost of initiative. Yeah, let's go with that. Warhammers. Hopefully I'll find a Warhammer someday and he'll be able to use it. Yeah, I'm a bit struggling to talk today. I don't know why. I feel like I'm just on the verge of coughing at all times, even though I don't elsewise in any way feel sick. Hopefully it's not the beginnings of a cold. But hard to say. Maybe just aspirated some saliva or something and it's not quite finding its way out. Okay. You know what? Where in the first game, it really felt wise to specialize. This game, the whole party assist mechanic kind of makes it feel wise to generalize a little bit more. You get a little bit of metaphysics, just because I like the thought. Alrighty, we get one of each, right? But I'm not allowed to even look at Monk until I've chosen Chanter. Rude. I was thinking of getting a summon. Tempted to get the worms just because, you know, I want a summon. They're the highest level I can get, and they were so bad in the first game that surely they're better now, especially considering how phenomenal Rennie Darrett's Ghost was and how bad it seems to be now. So maybe maybe the worms will just be phenomenal now, the complete reversal. What do they get? More powerful and have unique attacks when you get the upgrade at level, what is that? 10. Of course, the other option is just paralyze for 1 round. Accuracy versus will. Paralyze is phenomenal. So it is tempting, and it upgrades to... leaves them frightened after the paralysis ends. Alright, I misread that earlier when I was looking at it before. I didn't look at the description here when it ends. I assumed it meant the frightened and the paralyzed happened at the same time. And I worried it might hit your allies, but since it happens when the effect ends, it won't hit your allies. That's good. Definitely not getting the corpse explosion ability. That's just, ew. Way too annoying to use. It's becoming immune to dexterity afflictions as well as healing them for a round. It's kind of neat, but it's the upgrade. Oh, you automatically get strong if a dexterity effect is cleared. Doesn't say for how long. I'm guessing only for 1 round. Oh, it's strong for 2 rounds, it says up there. Ha. I'm not taking another chant. Yeah, I'll grab the summon. Grab the summon. Over here, alright, I was leaning towards the Dance of Death. Increase my wound acquisition as well as giving me some bonus accuracy. I'll kind of have to stay at range to make sure that accuracy takes effect. And I do want to grab a range proficiency to have the option. I'll get arquebuses. Yes. Do I have an arquebus? No. I'll have to keep my eyes out for one. As ever, I always worry that if I don't hotkey these, they won't show up in this little quick bar, then I'll forget that they exist. I wish all of my skills just showed up around there so that I can... Now, it does have end frequently used abilities, so that's kind of nice. Oh, because I just unhotkeyed that one accidentally. What could I make you then? O used? O is not used. There we go.
I'm here.
I don't think we've had one fight with Shoti yet. I think
Indeed.
the previous character did, but only the fight that I died on.
Watch your weight.
Part of me is tempted to run back to the town and do that street before progressing further, now that I'm going to level, but I'm already here. Shoti bends double, hands resting briefly on her knees before she wipes sweat from her brow. Huffing to catch her breath, she glances up at you with a bright smile.
If you'll spare me a minute, I'd like to perform a last rite for these poorly departed souls.
She reaches for the lantern on her hip.
Please, Watcher. Without my guidance, they might have a hard time finding the light.
Go for it.
Mighty kind of you.
She grins happily. With 2 intense strides forward, she unsheathes her sickle and lantern, fluidly swinging each in a series of well-practiced movements. Chanting, whirling, weapon slicing the air, Shoti's voice lilts and falls in an invocation, a summons to any departed lingering in the area.
This here's a final call for all souls. Last stop for the lost. Gather round now, I'll cut you loose and haul you into the light.
Swinging the lantern faster and faster, Shoti plants her thighs wide and then thrusts her arms up high over her head, The lantern rattles in her grip, and the light from within flares blindingly bright. In the silence of your held breath, it almost seems like a soul should sift up from within one of these corpses, quivering in the air before siphoning into the lantern's fading brilliant. But the ashen bodies are bereft of souls, and so, in the end, Shoji's light fades without acquiring anything. No good.
Well, I had to try.
Her triumphant smile ebbs from her face, leaving her expression as drab as the mud smudged on her cheek.
It's my honored duty to reap and shepherd departed souls during their journey to being reborn. With Aethys dead, me and the other reapers gotta gather as many souls as we can. We'll keep him safe until Gon returns to Hell and can take him into his divine embrace.
What do you mean?
I'm keeping lost souls. And here.
She taps the metal frame of the lantern.
And that's all I care to say for now.
She
Let's go.
nods. She nods before setting off. Alright.
Of course.
Oh, good. The shift action key actually works in this. It was completely broken for me in the first game, even though it said it was hotkeyed in the options menu. And I know it used to work in the first game, but at some point I can only assume
Keep it down.
a relatively recent patch, like the one that included the turn-based mode, it seemed to be broken.
Right there.
In general, I haven't noticed any particular bugs in this game, I don't think. Whereas the first game was absolutely riddled with them. I got Gosha. +1 perception, and the party-wide effect is enemy weapon attacks are less likely to crit against your party. I wish it told you how much. Again, game hates giving me numbers for some reason. Here it are. Have that. Warning. Extreme danger inside. By order of Odorisi, the training hall is off limits of exploration. Oh. Obviously, I'm going to explore it eventually, but this map is one of the few areas where I have an actual fairly decent memory of what's going on, and I know the fight right here has a very high chance of killing me. It's my recollection, having done permadeath attempts of this game before, that a sizable proportion of my attempts end here, so I want to do it as quickly as possible. I mean, there's two logics here. One is I could go around everywhere, try to search for every little nook and cranny and get every little item that might make this fight a little bit easier. The other is I rush to it so that if I die, I can restart and try to rush back to it. I think if I make it past the fight right here in the center of the map, I have a pretty good chance of going the distance. I think it's the last real hurdle, or the main real hurdle in the early game, and I think this sort of CRPG usually just becomes a lot less swingy the higher the level you get. I'm less likely to just die randomly to a couple bad turns or not being aware what's happening next, sort of thing. So I'm going to just kind of head straight there, or as straight as I reasonably can,
In the darkness.
in order to try to do that fight, and then hope that I win. And if I don't, I'll just start a new character and keep doing that, keep rushing through the early game until I get there, until I beat it. And then the run will be off the ground. At least, that is my hope. Alright.
Can't make a dent.
Yeah? Uh-huh.
Moeth, Ixie, Oneth.
Oof, he has taken a beating already. But I can summon right off the bat, which is real nice. Alright, it is a cast, though. Really liked that most, if not all, of the Chanter abilities in the first one were just standard actions that just happen when you have... Oh no. I don't like the camera moving down there. I don't want that fight to get involved in this fight. Editor has taken such a beating. Okay, it's his turn next, though, so he can use his athletics to heal up. She did less damage to these. I saw the iconic projection went through. It did not do much, only 19. Hoping something would be weak enough that a Blessed Harvest would finish it off, but it's not looking likely. That's so slow.
Yeah?
Okay. That healed less than I'd hoped.
Take that!
Nice. There we go. Those should distract at least from some of them. Oh, also I need to do this. What'll that be? That'll be something I use often.
Yes.
Yeah, hit the worms. Oh, don't hit Chia. It dispels that ability she just used. Summon duration is 6 total rounds. It's good to know. They don't appear to be able to contribute to flanking. Engage, that's the word I'm looking for. Oh. Right, I forgot about that. Jeez, 24 rounds. They just get that forever once they die. That's not good. Don't like that the camera keeps going down there. It's very frightening. Not good.
What do you need?
Boar is focused on my worms. Part of me thinks I should heal with him, but I also can't just heal forever. I need to do damage, so... Nice.
What can I do you for?
Hurt. I think this is the most likely one to kill.
Lavru, be
But it didn't, only grazed. Oh, that did the trick. Nice. I do not like how the characters push each other around. It's kind of better than the first game's problem where they blocked each other horrifically. But like the real solution is just make it so that your characters can walk through each other. Like they shouldn't be able to stop on the same spot, but they should be able to walk through each other, or at least their hitboxes should count as much smaller for each other so you can squeeze through. That would be so much better than pushing each other around like this, or completely blocking each other like they did in the first game.
There's dignity in death.
Hey.
My worms don't get to that enrage when one of them dies. That's a shame. That would have been neat.
Happy to oblige.
Oh, we're out of spells. She only gets 2 first and 1 second. I thought it was 3 and 2 for some reason. Oh, right, and that doesn't do damage. I was so used to having all the upgrades with it on Durance that make it do damage to everybody, not just to undead. Well, it doesn't matter. This fight's pretty much over.
Very well.
Yeah?
What can I do you for? Let's reap this whirlwind.
I'm here.
I thought that might reach. Oh, what is the range on that? Length is 3.9. My calculator. been curious if the 10% minor overseeing is additive or multiplicative, so I want to find out. Well, I have no idea because these numbers don't make sense. Oh, plus 130, not... yeah. No, these numbers don't make sense to me. Plus 130% should go from 2.5 just with the intellect alone. 2.5 should then go to over 5 at plus 130%. What on earth is these numbers doing? Well, that doesn't make any sense. You know, even if it was just plus 100% intellect, that would be 2.5 doubled to 5. How does 2.5 go to 3.9? It doesn't make sense whether it's multiplicative or additive. Numbers are lying to me. And every time the camera goes down there, I have a minor panic that that fight is starting.
Let's reap this whirlwind.
What can I do? That's for my friends. Of course.
Let's take a look.
Weather journal page. Whatever Odorisi did to that last batch, it's working. We're seeing much higher concentrations of essence in the harvested Aedra. I only wish he'd let the rest of us in on his methods. One of our Juana workers got the jolt of his life transporting one of the crates, and that's on top of the one that got blinded last week. All Odorisi has to say for himself is that they were careless. I'm the one paying these islanders' families out of my own pocket. At this rate, I'm going to be the one idiot who comes out of this whole enterprise with less money than I started. S. I don't know who that would be. I don't remember an S we've met. Name. Where is this stuff? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't care about that. I was wondering if we had any more bombs or the like. Those could be handy, but time to get this fight going.
I see a soul. The darkness. One ready for reaping.
Wow. Nope. Okay. Just had a thought that maybe... yeah, I don't see it. Maybe I'd have some traps. But apparently not. I've sold them all. The one I disarmed at that Zorips. Did not appear to go in my inventory, even though the, storybook pop-up specifically said we recovered the components from it. Alright, time to just charge in and hope for the best, I think.
I see a soul.
Where is he?
What do you need?
In the darkness. One ready for reaping.
Queste silmes mitu.
Header's going real late. I wish he was a bit further back. It's 3 armor rating and concentration for 9 rounds. Immune to poison. That goes off quickly. I think it's worth it.
What can I do?
Oh, the worms get to go off right away this time. Get them surrounding Adar so that he can't get surrounded by the enemies as easily. And then I'll spread out the damage and then immediately realize that I'm spreading out the damage and that that's a bad thing and I should be focusing individual targets dead as quickly as possible to move the numbers in my favor. Well, live and learn. Or die, start over, and hopefully learn. Oh, that's very fortuitous. It just burns its entire turn. Desperately trying to run and failing. Please don't finish off Eder. Okay.
We had some good times.
That does not heal as much as I thought it would. We also just have him drink a potion. It's his entire turn, just healing himself. And this particular panther is glitched out. Okay, well, I was just talking about how much less buggy this game was, but it's decided less buggy isn't not buggy. Or did I? Yeah, I started the Dance with Death. Okay. The range on this, not much. Oh, it's single target? I thought this was an AoE like in the first game. Would have done that a bit differently if I'd realized. Oh, well. Oh my god, quit beating down Eder. He doesn't deserve that much damage. His turn's next. He can have another potion. Shoti can go up here and do this, because that'll hit a lot of stuff, as well as possibly get some healing going. Boy, it's not resolving for a long time, though.
Hey.
Let's do that one, actually. Okay, who's weakest? That boar is down to hurt. Of course, it's also frightened, so in a way it's the least valuable target.
That was about as useful as a bump on a pickle.
Nice. She did a lot of damage there. Less than I'd hoped. I'd missed the one there, I think. It's so hard to read the AoE of cone attacks in particular. I mean, they're all annoying to read on expert mode, but cone attacks are just brutally hard to aim. Let's finish something up.
Lavaru be on seek.
Yeah, the Moon Godlike is definitely the right choice. Not sure the Hellwalker is. I think that's probably going to be a liability in the long run, but the Moon Godlike is super nice.
What do you need?
That wasn't too bad.
Here we go.
Excellent. One fewer.
Yeah.
Oh, you're all out of spells.
What can I do?
I think she's only got one of those auto heals left. Hurt, bloodied, healthy. Those things are barely even touched.
As you wish.
How much time we got left on these things? 2 rounds? 3 rounds? Okay. I want to summon a new batch next time Shia gets a turn, I think. should be
you
good
for
so
it?
long as the big Drake doesn't do another one of those fireballs, and or if it does another one of those fireballs, it doesn't
Time to separate the
target it
chaff.
more smartly.
Yeah.
That last one was kind of a waste from it, so hopefully it does that again. Excellent.
I'm here.
Weird that the young panther is not engaging her, so she can run away freely. That's very wrong, but some distance. Awesome Drake's there. Yeah, waste your turn on the worms, not drakes.
What do you need?
Yeah, go finish off these worms. Alright, I was really afraid of this fight, but oh. Maybe I spoke too early with it charging Chie, but I think we've got it under control. Really thought the young Drake would stay with my little worms. Not meaning to push that R around like that game.
Something I can do? Need something stronger.
Happy to oblige. Get threshed!
Excellent. Around, get to this one. The hit a Drake with this reduces arm. Oh wait, no. I was thinking that I was thinking about the upgrade that makes the duration on this increase every time you hit the target afterwards, and I was thinking, well, that'll be fantastic, but I don't have that upgrade, so it's actually not that great yet. I want to kill these worms first. I wish I could get into a position where I'm confident I could hit both the young Drake and the worm with my lightning attack. I don't think it'll reach that far, but I'm going to try. Maybe it does. Nope, it doesn't. Ah. Yeah, my damage chant is just so good. Like, it's doing 7 damage to every single thing here on Chie's turn and then on their turn. So that's 14 damage each every round for 4 of them. That's 68 damage, I think. Without even taking up her turn. Just fantastic.
Get threshed!
Doesn't feel like a lot when you see the 7 pop up, but when you think about how many times it's popping up, it's very nice. These worms are about as unimpressive as they were in the previous game, I think, though. Still, that puts them better than Ready Garrett simply by numbers.
Very well.
Oh, it can do that again. That's unfortunate. There we go.
What do you need?
Nice. That went very well.
Indeed.
Several men and women appear to be locked inside a cage of some kind. A little more than silhouettes behind the glass, pointing and gesturing excitedly.
You out there, are the beasts gone?
One woman comes up to the door, hands pressed against the glass. I took care of the creatures. The woman turns away to have a muffled exchange with the others. Then she pulls at something by the door, and you hear a rattling clank.
Perfetto! We are saved!
A youngish man with bright eyes and a twitching smile claps his hands in joy as he steps out of the cage. The woman next to him, however, remains sober.
Me and the Watcher? We're always happy to help.
She beams at you, eyes filled with pride.
Governor Clario must have sent you to rescue us, no? But you do not look like one of his guards.
She rises onto the balls of her feet and peers behind you as if searching for someone else. She looks to only be midway into her 30s, though the serious set of her mouth makes her seem older. I'm looking for a friend. Tall, glowing, made of Adra. Maybe you've seen him. An older woman hawks an impressive gob of phlegm on the ground and kicks a clump of dirt over it. Edar and Shoti both enjoy that I have been light-hearted.
I told you the governor does not care about us. This is all about profit. For him and the rest of the Valian.
Caloste!
She silences the others with a sharp look. She turns back to you with a resigned breath.
You are here, and that is what matters.
Okay, where is Odorisi? The Animancers look at one another.
He is still in the ruins, we think.
She grimaces, her gaze darting to her toes. Well, if he didn't make it to the cage, you should probably prepare for the worst. She nods.
Most of the ruins are that way, through the door next to the ramp.
She points to a dark entrance in the eastern wall of the arena.
If you are going below, you should take Engfert with you.
She turns and motions someone to the front of the group.
Hey, he looks just like...
Edar cuts himself off for reasons not yet apparent. His jaw hangs slack. A sharp-featured elf comes to the fore. He meets your eyes. He gives you a knowing nod. He's earned a few new scars, but you recognize Aloth Corficer all the same. He taps a finger to his lips, a sly smile working its way across them. I actually don't know if I ever learnt his last name in the last game. Didn't use him very often past the mid-game.
Engfirth knows a great many spells. At first, he even cast fire to chase away the panthers.
Until the flames nearly caught one of the tents.
Ah, you're making a really great case for Engfirth.
Outside of this cage, his skills would be a boon. I do not expect the ruins will be any safer. Many of our people remained behind, which has surely attracted more wildlife. It would be prudent to take help, as long as Engfirth is willing to go.
She looks quickly to Aloth. He nods.
I would be happy to assist.
He holds your gaze with wide, expectant eyes. I'll gladly accept his help. His help. He gives you a quick smile.
Be careful, I'm Miko.
She gives Aloth's hand a quick squeeze before backing away.
I shall try.
Aloth nods at her before leading you a shorter distance away.
Thank you for your discretion. I'm certain you have many questions, but I fear they must wait until we're off this island.
He casts a regretful glance back at Benissa and the Animancers. Very well, we'll talk later.
Indeed.
It's awkward that they give you Edar, who can be a fighter rogue, or a fighter or a rogue, and then Aloth, who can only be a wizard or a wizard fighter or a wizard rogue. I'd certainly be inclined to multi-class him, because I like multi-classing, if it gave me other options. I've already got a fighter rogue. What would I have wanted him to be? I mean, I'd totally take a wizard chanter, that'd be alright. More chanters are always good on me. I think I'll just go with a pure wizard for him.
Oh?
Check his gear before I do anything else. So he has unique armor again, as he did in the last game. It has overseeing. Oh, but an improved version of overseeing off of the one from the ring that I have. Minor overseeing. Neat. And what can it be upgraded to? In theory, it could be upgraded to fine, but I have no money. Elementally stable. +2 armor rating against the elements. +10 defenses against transmutation, evocation, or illusions. And defenses against the same, and some armor and slash rating. Nothing particularly inspiring, but not bad either. Oh, and he has this. Theos' Headdress. +1 intellect. Grants Mantle of Authority. Grants will bonus against mind afflictions to all nearby allies. It's +5% accuracy and 10% damage to flanked targets. That's really nice. Looks stupid, but it's nice.
Suits me, eh?
Yeah, kinda. Alright, let's level him up. I don't know. He can sneak. Make him stealthy. Somebody's gotta be. Actually, no, you know what? He's got explosives to start with. I'll give him more explosives. Make him boom. Somebody explosives. And then insight, I guess. And then this has the same problems that a lot of the casters have, which is just that their whole passive trees are really boring, especially in the first 2 power levels, maybe 3 even. But like, I always feel inclined not to take too much variety here, because like, yeah, it gives me versatility, but I'm still only casting 2 or 3 spells a fight, and you know, most fights it's probably going to be Minoleta's minor missiles for all of his first level spells, just because it's fine. That's fine too, but it's burn a first level spell slot for only 1 round. That's At least it is a free action, which is nice. Free armor rating and concentration for 7 rounds. It's a cone attack. I do not care for cone attacks. I got enough of those on my protagonist. Onslaugh's Parasitic Quarterstaff. Cast Grease. Interesting. It says it causes prone. The effects chunk does not. I really wish they were consistent about how this works. Like, everything that a spell does should be delineated clearly under the effects heading, not just in the flavor text. Now, Chill Fog is just absolutely fantastic on real time with pause, but I feel like it's a lot worse in turn-based. Nevertheless, I'm going to take it. Certainly, it was worse in turn-based in the first game, because it only seemed to do the damage pulse on the caster's turn, by which point all of the enemies will usually have just moved out of it. Maybe it's better in the second game. I don't know if it does the pulse more sensibly, like if they walk into it or walk through it, do they take the damage as they do so? That's how it should work, but it didn't in the first game. It's a spell now? It was just like a talent you could get in the last game. That's not bad. free action to get smart and fit. Got these by default. There's his grimoire. Will probably change over time, but in the tradition of D&D style games, second level spells always seem very weak. Often to the point where first level spells are better. Most of the time I'd rather be casting a magic missile than a Melf's acid arrow. It seems much the same here. I will take that. None of these damage spells appear to be a standard action like that. That's what I'm hoping for. Well, the Grimoire Slam is. That's melee range. Yeah. I do like blinding them. Yeah, I'll take blind. Oh, yet another level. I think most likely he'll be using ranged weapons a lot of the time, and it doesn't look like any of these are bonuses for ranged weapons. Well, maybe. I know this one specifically specifies melee two-handed weapons in the first game, but this one does not appear to be specifying melee. Does that work with ranged weapons? You know what, I guess I'll find out. If it doesn't work with ranged weapons, I'll give him a quarterstaff. I'm gonna take quarterstaff proficiency. Oh, scepters are one-handed in this game. It's bizarre. I mean, I could put that in the offhand now. Good there. Well, see, I'm not. Let's try this. Then.
How may I help?
Yeah, two-handed does work for ranged weapons here. That's really good. And very surprising.
How may I help?
All right. Now then. Now that we've survived the thing that I thought was most likely to game over me,
Happily.
let's go exploring the rest of this place.
Wait, look there. Yeah? Uh-huh. Trouble up ahead. Whoa.
As ever, I don't care for starting fights when I know there's traps about. If I can try and disable them first, I'm always going to.
Good thinking.
Go. Well, we kind of want to get... Right, surrounded. Who's this? That are good. Didn't quite get that off. See. Okay, and so wizards don't get that nice... I forgot what it's called, but the ability to just shoot a energy blast twice per combat that they got in the first one. It makes sense when they've moved the spells to be per combat instead of per day. But it was nice to have that just as a default action for the first couple rounds. I know delayed there, or no, interrupt. Ouch.
What can I do you for?
Fine. Yeah. Figured this fight would be fine just because Shoti can half kill everybody with that. That's why I was trying to close into, get into the melee range with everybody quickly. Oh, don't know how I drew that one. Looked like I'm far enough away I shouldn't have.
Oh?
Wow, Elof has very low health.
Hmm?
I'd never noticed.
Happy to oblige.
Lavru be on seek.
Missed. Well, that's a fortitude save.
What can I do?
Those are misses too. That's also fortitude, isn't it? Yeah, though her accuracy is high enough, those should have at least grazed. Unfortunate. I mean, they did not fix the issue where you've got way too many buff icons under almost all circumstances to actually show any significant amount of them. Of course, it could help. They could just not show my modals as buff icons since I've already got those over here. I don't really need them. +7 might. What was I looking for? Right, I wanted to see if the Dance of Death was still on. That's the thing I'm always checking for, as I'm curious if that's still going. And it's hard to see.
As you wish.
Oh, right. Immune to piercing. Fantastic. Makes sense. Maybe that one's not in combat. It's just in its patrol route.
Yes.
It walks up and down over there, and that's counting it as part of the combat right now. Your health up. Need to learn some athletics with him, I think, so that he can heal up a little bit.
Hey. Can't make a dent.
Yeah?
I'll try again. There we go. Oh, these things are hard to hit, even with, was that reflex, I assume? Yeah.
How may I help?
Ow.
These uns are in for a walloping.
Oh, fantastic. Right, forgot about that.
Yes? Honor.
Basically nothing she can do that's of use. Can soak up the hit, that's good. Yeah, I think it keeps leaving combat and rejoining it. I'm tempted to try this, but it's... Oh, its accuracy is for deflection. I would have sworn this was fortitude as well. Let's just try to do some damage. There we go.
Hey.
25 damage isn't terrible.
Sorry, friend. I can't.
Let's that dog won't hunt.
Yes?
Yeah.
What can I do you for?
Hmm? How may I help?
That hit true.
I?
Yeah? Time to separate the chaff.
A durable skeleton. Ooh, got some fine stuff. That's nice. Y'all can swap out this arbalest for a fine hunting bow. Wait a second. Hunting bows are now piercing or slashing by default? That's interesting. It's a huge improvement. I don't think anybody wants a fine leather armor.
I shall be discreet.
Gauntlets of accuracy. You love accuracy. What am I using? Might. Do you think I'd rather have the accuracy? Since that affects my songs. Give the might to Shoti so her heals are more potent. And robe. And wands are now just piercing, whereas they were a dual damage type before. And they have unfit for melee innately, which is good. More, I mean, all ranged weapons should have that. It's so weird that you can use your ranged weapons as effectively in melee as you can use a melee weapon.
Not even close.
So, wing and a miss.
Happy to oblige. All right.
What can I do?
Does this thing give me accuracy the second I cast it, or do I have to wait a turn? Looks like I have to wait a turn. Alright, good to know.
Hmm? Aye? Keeping an eye out.
How about that?
The training dummy has long since been frozen into immobility by age. Whoever was in here left in the middle of drinking their tea.
Indeed.
I normally drink tea while recording these, but I have coffee at the moment because I'm recording this earlier than I normally do.
What can I do you for? I hear you.
Do this,
Lock on, darn it!
apparently.
Lavru be on seek.
Kind of was worried those barrels would explode, since I can attack them but not loot them. If they just have loot in them, why don't they just let me loot them? Ferris, take this coin out to the Juana village and see if you can round up anyone willing to do a week's digging for pay. Get the low-caste types first, the Roparu. They're used to hard work and they don't ask for more than their share. S.
Keep it down.
Trouble up ahead.
I see a soul in the darkness. One ready.
Hmm?
Queste silmes nitu.
Moeth, Ixie, on
What can I do? Croat 10. Yeah.
It's a good opening.
Something I can do? Yes?
Lava beyond seek.
Yes? Very well.
Hmm?
Lavaru beyond seek.
Oh?
Lava beyond
Hey.
seek.
She's all out. Level 1 spell charge. I think I wish I could upcast my Blessed Harvest and use up level 2 spell slots on it. That would be very nice. It doesn't matter. Spell going off after the fight is over is mildly amusing. Champion's medallion. Oh, quest item. Oh, nice. It says quest item here. That's nice. This small Adra disc was apparently to be worn as a medallion. One side of the disc depicts a figure with its arms raised triumphantly above its head, a blade in one hand and a shield in the other. The other side of the disc has been worn smooth with time and is unreadable. Note to Foreman. One of the workers dug up this old Adra medallion in the sub-level yesterday. I doubt Odorisi would be interested in it, and besides, it looks like it's worth something. Might be nice to surprise the crew with a bonus. Oh, that's nice.
Well, that's not. Guess that wasn't so hard.
Okay, give those potions to Edar. He needed them most. Let's be consistent. Yeah. I'll toss a trap onto Edar. Maybe someday I'll use a trap effectively.
I shall be discreet.
And there, that's later. Circle around the bottom here if we can.
Happily.
Oh, that's like way up there. It's annoying. Hard attack. Whatever this is up here. Another golden swole, maybe? Copper pyres. Silver Luce, I guess. I don't know.
Trouble up ahead.
There's clearly some of those brine imps here too, but they're not apparently interactable. Oh, now they are. Is this foe targeting? Yes, that's good.
I shall. Thick word than rough.
Yeah.
Nice.
Lavaru beyond seek.
What do you need?
I'm here. Sacred Lu!
Yes?
I cannot whack him any harder.
Something I can do?
Yeah. Lavaru beyond seek.
That ability is going to ensure that Shoti is the top of my highest damage dealt leaderboard for a while. Maybe forever. least for the single ability done damage. I imagine Chie will be at the top for overall, thanks to the just constant passive chip damage she does.
Indeed.
Alright, let's take a look. She's dealt 2,700, 1,100, 1,100, 96. Well, he did just join, but... Yeah, she's already caught up to Edar's damage, and she hasn't been here anywhere near as long. But by far the best single target damage. Edar's highest single target damage is 6. Or not Edar, sorry, Aloth's. Or Angworth's.
Dim in the lantern.
Of course.
Let all champions pay homage to Exandros for wanting him. For without him, there would be no glory. The copper bowl has tarnished to a dull blue-green. Grime and dust coat the surface in a thin film. Examine the bowl more closely. At the bottom of the bowl is a shallow, circular depression. You recognize the offering bowl, an artifact found in many Engwithan ruins. It would have been intended for use only by Engwithans who held high rank or had made some great achievement. In an arena such as this, a champion might fulfill that role. Yeah, a bit on the nose there. Place the champion's medallion into the depression. An amulet of health. It's actually really good. Aloth's health is so small. It worries me. And he's not got an amulet.
Poor fools. They were unprepared for this.
Indeed.
Whoa.
Look.
That's the best way to approach this. Might just be to bolt out and...
I see a soul in darkness. One red.
It's a shame the pausing pauses the, voice lines. Sounds really goofy, but I can't not just pause constantly in a game like this. I'm trying to decide how to approach something. Could toss a fire boulder into it to start the combat. It's a hard thing to use once the fight's already started. And everything kind of moved out of the way. Oh no. Okay, I don't know how that didn't damage them. Oh, I just noticed it doesn't tell you what, like, species type they are. Like, it doesn't say spirit under Will-O-Wisp and beast under worm like it did in the previous one. Interesting.
Moeth, Ixie,
Hey.
Excellent.
How may I help?
Lava.
This is futile!
Well, decent damage to that.
No rush. but if you have any antidotes handy, I'd be much obliged.
What can I do you for? Lavaru beyond seek.
Not enough to kill, apparently.
As you wish.
Oh?
I really thought that would finish it.
Yeah? This thing isn't doing the job. No rush, but if you have any antidotes handy, I'd be much obliged. Aye?
These uns are in for a walloping.
Yeah?
What can I do you for?
I'm here.
Ooh, lots of damage numbers. Certainly the best single use attack or single damage attack would probably go to Chie if the game added it all up.
To alarm you, but I'm slowly dying of poison.
Excellent.
Feels like wading through mud up
How
to
may
my
I help?
armpits.
These uns, this is futile.
Yeah?
What can I do?
Getting weird hitching in the game, like when they hit her and she started that healing blast, it felt like the game hitched for a second, like it was struggling to load the graphic or the audio file associated with it. Not particularly bad, but it's just noticeable. Don't know if it comes through in the recording, especially since I only record at 30 FPS. I don't feel like doubling the file sizes is really worth the very minor improvement a turn-based RPG gets over slightly higher frame rates.
No mercy.
There's something I can do.
Especially since hard drive prices are now astronomical. And I can not really afford to buy a new one just for recording, much as I would love to.
Happily.
The walls here have collapsed inward, barring any further progress.
I see trouble.
What can I do you for? Lavaru beyond seek.
Something I can do?
Nice and quiet.
It really looks like somewhere for a hidden item to be.
Dim in the lantern.
Essence anomaly.
I see a soul in the dark.
Good name.
One ready for reaping.
Wait, look there.
There's a lot of shit up here. And a greater anomaly. Is that you? Yeah. Okay. I don't know what I can really do that makes a good start to the fight, other than just starting the fight, I suppose.
Yes?
Moeth,
Hey.
Ixis, Oneth.
Good thinking.
I'm here.
Oh?
What was this last again? Pretty much the whole round, or whole fight, most likely. Probably more worth it than any second level spell would be then. And our Eloth was just not carrying his weight.
Lavru beyond seek.
Yes?
That's some good damage. Sadly, she's not having any luck keeping the Dance of Death going. Admittedly, I'm mostly used for the extra wounds to get her damage up early, but I also love the accuracy
Very well.
boost on it in theory.
Yes?
If it ever lasted long enough for the accuracy boost to be noticeable.
What do you need? Yes?
Finish that off.
Hey.
What can I do you for?
What? There we go. That was one of those hitches where I clicked the left mouse button there, and then the game like hitched. And by the time it had processed my click, I'd already moved my mouse button over there. Very strange. So, now that I'm noticing it, I'm starting to think, like, I do think I vaguely remember this happening with this game in the past as well, and I just had to get used to it. Like, and particularly that it hitches when I click the mouse button, I think, which is such an odd thing for a game to do. It doesn't happen every time, but it happens a significant proportion of the time. Nice.
Yes?
Let's hire it out!
I wasn't having trickling memories of it having happened years past. I'd think it was something specific with this computer, but I don't think I really had. I think I had the same. I don't know. I might not even have had the same processor back then. Might have. Not sure.
Yeah?
In borderline. Definitely didn't have the same graphics card, and I definitely wasn't recording last time, so it's not something with that. Now, these worms' damage continues to be as uninspiring as it was in the first game, but they're certainly soaking up the hits a lot better than they did then.
As you wish.
Yes?
What can I do you for?
I like this whole, every time she gets a kill, her damage with her sickle goes up for the rest of the fight.
Yeah?
A neat little, I don't know, side goal when I'm choosing what to do with her turns is how can she snipe a last hit? Longer. Okay, those worms are almost done with.
There's dignity in death.
Aye? No mercy!
Happy to oblige.
What do you need?
I'm here. Yes.
Oh? Yeah!
Yeah? That hardly seems fair.
Yeah?
What can I do? Nothing I can do.
Yes? No mercy!
What do you need?
Fights in this game certainly feel longer than the ones in the first game, at least the early game fights in the first game.
Happy to
Not
oblige.
long. Eventually, but not until near the end of the game.
Something I can do?
I mean, mostly the long ones in that one were long because they glitched out or were part of the DLC.
I'm here.
Yes? These uns are in for a walloping!
Happy to oblige.
Yep.
That's Odorisi.
How can you tell? Frozen mid-stride, this grim figure is turned toward the colossal pillar of Adra that dominates the chamber. The ashen corpse's outstretched hand rests upon the crystal's dulled surface. Clutched tightly in the remnants of a fist is a bundle of papers bound together by a leather cord. Several more pages are scattered on the ground at your feet.
This one's ashen. Means he ain't got no soul for me to tend to, right?
As you pull the papers free, the ashen fingers gripping them slough away, disintegrating into a fine plume of dust. You have gained an item, Odorisi's notes. Standing here by the lone figure, you are struck with a feeling of dread. The air around you, the very motes of ash and dust, all of it is stagnant and still. The feeling grows worse when you look up at the Adra, and sense no energy flowing into its surface. It is as though it has been disconnected from the wheel.
You place your hand against the pillar of luminous Adra. A dim, warm light emanates from the surface, but it feels cool to the touch. Pinpricks dance along your fingers, uncomfortable but not painful. A woman's voice, scratchy, distant, and halting, echoes in your mind.
Find your soul in him.
You concentrate, peering into the Audra's energy as you would peer into a soul. Its inner light is blinding, but as you become accustomed to it, you perceive the core of the Audra itself, a churning mass of millions of soul fragments. With a jolt, the energy reaches out to you. The Angwithan ruin fragments around you, breaking into incoherent shapes and dissolving to dust, falling into an infinite well of dark gray vapor. Even the ground itself disintegrates into nothingness. All that remains is the murky expanse of the in-between. The Audra Pillar, and a skein of golden threads rooted in the pillar that extend far off into the distance. You focus on the threads. You catch glimpses of memories, your memories, mingled among the memories of thousands of other captive souls. The filaments begin to cohere, rapidly twining into a golden cord. With a muffled crack, the cord ripples outward in a violent wave toward the endless distance. The cord undulates over a space so vast that you lose sight of the wave before it finds its end. Then, a heavy creaking, like the sound of mountains shearing under their own weight, washes through the dull gloom of the in-between. A violent force yanks you along the cord at an incredible speed. The murk of the in-between warps erratically, as though you are observing it through an ill-ground lens. Just as quickly as you were pulled forward, you stop, suspended below a massive figure of ancient carved Audra. Like all Audra, it glimmers with energy, but the souls and memories within it are not flowing down. They churn in a vortex that burns at the heart of the statue's mass in some invisible engine. It is Aethys. The great golden cord terminates in his back, sending pulses of energy throughout his limbs as they move. He walks in long, slow strides toward a brilliant pillar of Audra far in the distance. It shines even more brightly in the in-between than Aethys. From within the teeming throng of souls, dozens of eyes look out to you. Through the cord, their collective anguish and despair push at the edge of your mind.
Help us! Please! Help us!
Their voices echo in your mind. Somewhere within their ranks, you can feel the presence of your own soul slumbering deeper in the gyre.
Reach out to the soul, to the lost souls.
You reach out to the lost souls, but the incredible power flowing through Aethys' body repulses you. Not even your Watcher powers can penetrate the massive tides of energy crashing through him. The souls sense your efforts and attempt to breach the surface of Aethys' body, but are instantly pulled back down into the deep well at the statue's heart, as though they were pried from the edge of a great precipice. Aethys' stride slows and stops. His head slowly pivots, until its great burning eyes are cast back along the cord. As his gaze meets yours, you feel an overwhelming rush of incredible joy, mingled with profound sadness. You have sensed similar anguish in lost souls, but never with this intensity. A soothing voice drifts into your mind.
It takes great bravery to venture through the in-between, even for a Watcher.
A swell of admiration radiates out from the god's heart, a force so intense that it momentarily overwhelms you.
You do not need to follow me, for their sake or your own. Something beautiful is coming. Something that will save us all.
A great light shines from Aethys' brow, so bright that even the souls within him flinch from the source, cowering in fear. Through the glare, you see Aethys' massive arm reach up to grasp the golden cord, the tether carrying energy from the Audra pillar to him, that also suspends your consciousness.
Give me my soul back.
I still have need of it, but do not be afraid, Watcher. Dawn will come for us all in time.
Aethys yanks on the golden cord, pulling it from his back. The cord tears into filaments that blacken and dissolve to dust. Without pause, he turns to resume his stride toward the distant pillar of Audra, shining on the boundless horizon. You hear the souls within him cry out for just a moment, before your consciousness is snapped away from them. The in-between goes dark. For a second, you feel a mix of nausea and a sensation like spinning and falling. Then the moment ends. Your consciousness has returned to the Angwithan arena. The world is sideways, the Audra pillar upside down. You flinch at the feeling that you're standing on the ceiling. The disorientation overwhelms you and you collapse to your knees next to the luminous Audra pillar. Previously dim and flickering, the pillar now glows with a strong and steady light. You touch the Audra again, but the chill and prickling sensations you felt before are gone, replaced with a comforting warmth, like the embers of a fire that has just lost its flame.
As you return to the world, you feel a hand on your back.
You alright? Come on, we just got you back.
Despite his tone, you can see genuine concern in Edar's eyes. I'm not sure.
Well, if you're not sure, now I'm worried.
I've seen you commune with souls of the dead, but this looked altogether different. What happened?
His gaze flickers to the brightly glowing Audra. I saw Aethys, and he saw me.
Really? I knew it. I mean, that's great, Watcher. Ain't it?
Shoti can barely contain herself, jumping up and down as she stumbles over her words. She's awfully credulous, having just met me. It's surprising that she would believe such a vast claim. It makes sense for Edar and Aloth, but surprising that she just, yeah, sure, you saw my god, and he saw you? Feels like she should have a little bit of skepticism.
What did Gon say? Is he gonna meet us? What do we do next? He charged you with a divine calling, didn't he? Just like he's done for me.
Aloth seems to appreciate that. Yes, I saw more luminous Audra in his path, but he told me not to follow, that something beautiful is coming.
I wonder if he said the same thing to people in Rayed Saris 20 years ago.
I wonder what he's after, and why he's been giving me these dreams. The things I've seen, they leave a mark on your soul.
She rubs her arms despite the balmy air.
I may not know what Gon's got planned for me, but clearly he wanted me to meet you.
Aloth seems to like this as well. Alright. The sparking noises we're getting here is really nice. Quite, crunchy and satisfying. Can't see wasting a whole round to get +5 accuracy for 3 rounds. If potions were a free action here, I think that'd be great. I'd really like to see them do a balance pass on this game after their experiences doing the first game's turn-based mode. I don't think either game is perfect in that regard, but I think if you mix the strengths of one with the other, you'd get something really good. It has been a stroke of unimaginable fortune to find an Audra vein in such pristine condition. The essence is so concentrated here that even from the far side of the corridor, the pillar's light pulses like a star. At times, I almost feel as if I can sense it, like the warmth of sunlight upon the skin. We will need to reinforce the central chamber before attempting further excavations. The ruins are unstable, and Sila's motley workforce of savages and paupers grow more fearful by the day. With the assistance of a single watcher, we could trace the essence in the primary vein and isolate those deposits worthy of extraction. I've petitioned Director Castal in Nekataka for such a resource, but I am continually rebuffed. It is unthinkable that the Vylian Trading Company cannot isolate within the vast borders of its considerable influence a single suitable candidate. I must assume that the wretched elite woman is hoarding them for her fanciful experiments. Transportation. As if we have the time to expend on such frivolities. Doro the Reckless defeated 7 beasts barehanded. Moss and grime have been scraped clear of large proportions of this mural, revealing a vibrant hues of Angwithan figures beneath. I still have the problem that those things do not last long enough to read them. Although they show up in the log without me needing to move the text log over them and then constantly changing it back this time.
Indeed.
Also weird that only some proportion of those, I don't know, petrified people, or waxified I guess they're supposed to be, show up with the highlight interactables button.
Whoa, whoa, look. What do you need? I need something stronger.
Kind of feels like the hitching issue gets worse the longer the game runs. I mean, it's not a system resources thing. Nothing, be processor, graphics, or RAM, are anywhere near completely used. I was hoping to hit the construct at the same time. It's so hard to target those.
Something I can do?
I? This is futile!
Hey.
Yeah? Lavru beyond seek!
Yes? Very well.
Rude.
Oh?
Yeah.
What can I do?
Yes?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Quietly now.
Just generally really good sound design. Sound effects for picking up those items was quite satisfying. Tried to do a little bit of sound design in the past, and it's brutally difficult, and I'm quite bad at it. Very difficult to make a sound effect that sounds satisfying at one listen without sounding very annoying on the 5th or 6th listen. I don't think I've ever really succeeded at it.
What do you need?
I'm just gonna let him stand there and let them come to me. Ooh, sure is a lot of them. Oh, wait. Gunpowder barrel. As long as they all stay near the gunpowder barrels, I think this battle could go quite quickly. Hard to say. I don't know exactly how much damage those will do. Or how long it takes for them to go off. I don't know if I have to, like, completely destroy them. I assumed when they started sparking that they'd burst after... Oh, there they go. Oh, wow. That's a lot of numbers.
No!
Yeah?
Hmm? Yes.
Yes? What do you suppose that bally thing is?
Happy to oblige.
Everything's super weak, so that's nice.
That's not very helpful.
Not bad. Ooh, that barely did anything.
How may I help?
I think his bow attack might just be better than that Minoleta's minor missiles. I don't know why that seems to be so weak. Like it has no penetration, I guess it. Bizarre. 7.3% penetration, or 7.3 penetration now. If it gets a little bit higher, I think it gets to the point where minor pen instead of no pen or whatever, however that works.
Mm-hmm.
Needlessly overcomplicated mechanic. I think I preferred the version in the previous game. I mean, it had its problems, which is if you had very high armor, things just kind of did no damage, whereas this ensures that they do at least some damage. I don't know, maybe it's better overall this way. Certainly it's more consistent, it's less swingy. But I don't hate swingy. Swingy assists in making players feel like they kind of got one over on the game, for lack of a better term, which can be very satisfying. Well, of course, it can also create circumstances where the player just feels helpless, which is not good. I wasn't sure about the constructs at first. These new techniques may be less extreme than those of eccentrics like Galvino, but it gets harder to remember that once the hulking things are moving around like large, noisy, witless dolls. Oh, it gets harder to remember that once the hulking things are moving around like large, noisy, witless dolls. The constructs require daily maintenance, and they make the workers uncomfortable. Still, they've been an effective deterrent to the local wildlife, and I have to admit I've been starting to feel safer with one of them standing nearby while I work. Odorisi despises the things and avoids them if possible. That alone is a considerable benefit. Gross. And that was a hidden thing, too. I had to find that container that had nothing but a larva in it. Why on earth is that hidden?
Well, that's not nice.
Hidden items should be, or hidden stashes should be guaranteed to drop something interesting. Maybe not fantastic, but at least interesting. At least like a scroll, a magic item. Anybody want a fine dagger? Doesn't really look like it. I guess I'll toss it onto Aloth for if and when he goes into melee. Puzzles. These ornate bronze fixtures appear to be braziers. Soot lines the interior of their metallic petals, and you spy fresh coal beneath a filigreed grating. Someone lit these recently. Had you the means, you might do the same. Alright, light them with a torch. Nothing happens for a moment, and then the brazier ignites in a sudden rush of flame. The other one as well. Okay.
Well, at least it didn't catch us by surprise.
Like a very vague memory that for some reason I understand the order of this, or remember the order of this. Surely I don't. And part of me wants to go explore and look for the hints for it. Just to not seem ridiculous. Not make it seem like I'm lying about having not played this in, like, 5 years. But, is it this? No, okay, well, I don't remember it then. That's good. In a way. The hint's right up here, though. Yeah, there's like a shield here that I think is one of the hints. Praise to the bold-hearted Avarix, master of the blade. Well, it doesn't let me zoom in any further than this. My vision's not as well as it once was.
Sorry, friend.
In memory of Sama, beloved sister, I gift this statue. Part of the statue near the legs has been forcibly removed. We did see one of these placards somewhere else. Presumably that's the other one.
Of course.
All that remains of the inscription is Raka the Fortunate. The stone around it is worn smooth. Where did we see that other one? Not there. It was up here, I think. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah. Hard to make it out for sure with that, but let's see. I can brute force it, if not, with only... But that was one of them, that was one of them, was it?
Indeed.
Like that? No. That. There we go.
Let's take a look.
I shouldn't have everyone in there in case that fire comes back when I loot it. Oh. Jade. Alright. We'll look at that once we're out of the trap. A sword, the Gladiator Sword. Unique, it has a corroded blade, reducing its penetration. But it's fine, increasing its penetration, so it's at least as good as an unenchanted one, I guess. And it has Scrim. An ancient technique for balancing defense and offense. Enhances melee damage and deflection when wielded with a shield. Plus 10% melee damage when wielded with a shield, plus 5 deflection when wielded with a shield. Well, Eddar's got a new weapon. Loses 2 penetration, but now he has 2 damage types, and his deflection goes up by 5. Not half bad. And I can undo the corrosion if I want. Oh, it's cheap to do, too. And it will make it plus 1 penetration instead. And sure, no reason not to, I suppose. Doesn't seem like I can do anything else with it until I get... Well, I can eventually get the money for exceptional. Crafting requirement. I guess that means there's a level requirement to this, though it doesn't appear to be listing the level requirement, since that one just says not enough money. Oh, even legendary just requires emeralds. I thought it was going to require that, like, Audra gem or whatever that was an option for the starting game. Or maybe it doesn't say. For the requirement for the starter game. Is that what I said? That's gibberish. That was an option for the Barath points. So of course what I meant. And is that everything? Appears to be, I think. Again, hate how dark the map is. It's hard to tell. I want to see the borders drawn in a clearer fashion to make it easy to see where I've been and where I have not. As the souls move past you, some turn their heads in your direction, but most seem fixated below you, on the Adra pillar beneath your feet. Few nod their heads in thanks or raise a hand to acknowledge your presence.
What do you see that I can't, Watcher?
Souls. Dozens of them, maybe hundreds. They're all going to the Adra pillar.
All of them? Really?
She strokes the cage of her lantern, appearing lost in thought. A small group of souls has started to cluster around you. One of them is standing a bit closer than the others and gestures for your attention.
Watcher, we'd like to come with you.
And why don't you just go to the Adra pillar?
We would, and we appreciate that you showed us the way, but what if the Adra goes dark again before we reach the Beyond?
The other trolls shuffle anxiously and look to each other, then back to you. I mean, what if I get killed before you reach the Beyond? But very well. As you wish, you can follow me.
Can I harvest the souls now?
Yeah, go for it.
Thank you for aiding my mission, Watcher. I just knew you'd help me if I followed you.
Aeloth liked that. Shoti glides her hands in a series of motions that resemble a martial art or an intricate dance. As she slides a circle around the area, she begins swinging her lantern faster and further from her body, until an ephemeral light flares from the inside. The lure is answered, and several souls change course, drifting past the lantern's cage to disappear.
Thank you, Watcher.
We will remain here to see to our dead.
We're lucky the cage worked.
We will remain here.
We should build more of these
How
cages,
are
I
we to
think.
rebuild after all this? I cannot imagine.
Yes?
Lava beyond sick. Lava beyond sick.
Pile of gunpowder is still attackable. I guess you can...
How may I help?
There's a fire spell or something on it. Presumably to do...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Aye?
What is this element? I know it's just acid and... I mean, acid could easily start it on fire. Start a reaction. But it doesn't.
I shall.
Whatever. I think that's everything here then. Went in there, went in there. Well, actually, I went in there and it came out there. Forming quarters was where the beetles were. That was the undead. That was just that tiny little area with the... I don't remember what they're called, but I'm thinking of them as mud mephits. They're basically mud mephits. Mud mephits in the Aora-flavored mud mephits. Yeah, looks like I've done everything here, I think. Now, considering I couldn't manage to beat what is, I think, supposed to be a relatively easy fight, the watery streets of whatever that place is, starts with a G. Goretti Street or something like that. The fact that I made it through the entirety of the Engwith and Dig site without anyone getting knocked out once is... well, it's impressive to me, if perhaps to nobody else. Oh, I honestly didn't think it was going to let me go to that shipwreck. I thought I was going to have to come around there once I got my boat. Sure, sift through the... I should read it. A junk bobs off the shore. Its hull is scored with deep gashes above the waterline, and parts of the stern are burned to cinders. There may still be something worth salvaging in the hold. Sift through the wreckage. You take some time to explore the wreckage, and find some usable ship supplies in the crate. You continue poking about the wreck, and find more. Okay, I'm not going to read this all. It's tedious and boring, I'm sure. Just read if I find anything interesting, but I do not. Looks like I've explored all of the island I can reach. A little bit down there that I haven't, but... Alrighty. That, however, before entering back into Port Mahé is going to be... Port Mahé is going to be where I call the episode. Thank you all for watching and/or listening. And after this... I still like ending the episode when I get back to the main menu, which takes forever for some reason. So after this long black screen, I will end the episode. So thank you all for watching and/or listening, and I hope you will join me again when I get to session 3. Or maybe I will end up ending it, as... Oh, no, okay. Windows was saying that it had gone non-responsive. Thank you all.